Welcome back to Andy Does Guitar. I am Andy, and this is the board game that's been kicking our ass during social distancing, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about this, right here. This is my guitar that I've finally gotten back from my brother that he's had for about 4 years now, which means it has not had a new set of strings on it for about 4 years. We're gonna change that. Because, did you know you've been putting strings on your guitar wrong this whole time? A little too clickbaity? Maybe just a little, but still. It always surprises me to find... I really don't want to screw all of this stuff. It takes so long to set this game up. It's always surprised me to see how many people don't know how to put strings on their guitar. And granted, a little bit of clickbait, as long as you put them on and they stay on and they don't come out of tune, I mean, there really isn't a wrong way to put on your strings. Well, except for this. And this, like, how do you even, those are electronic tuners. You stick them in and they wind themselves. All right, so I'm going to teach you something that somebody taught me a long time ago, and it's something that I just thought a lot of guitarists knew. It just never occurred to me that this was something that a lot of people didn't know. This was taught to me by a guy at Guitar Center probably when I was maybe 14 or 15 years old. I had saved up my money and I was getting ready to buy my first real electric guitar, which for me at the time, a first real electric guitar was like a used Epiphone Les Paul that I think I was spending about $200 on. It had old strings on it that probably were on there for about as long as these strings were on this guitar. So I went ahead and I bought a set of strings with them. And the guitar tech that was right there just happened to see me at the counter. He walked over and he said, "Hey, so you're getting this guitar and you're getting new strings on it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, that's cool. Want me to show you how to put strings on the guitar?" And I was like, I know how to put strings on a guitar. But then he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, but I bet you've been doing it wrong the whole time." I think that was probably the first time I was actually clickbaited in real life. So, I mean, I wasn't going to say no. I had to see what this guy said. I wanted to know what I was doing wrong. And I mean, just one look at this guy and I trusted him. I mean, you can say what you want about the guitar techs at Guitar Center. This dude, if you would have told me that he was doing White Lightning backstage with Aerosmith back in the 80s, I would have believed him. He looked like a legit roadie, big, huge dude, bald, tattoos or whatever. I trusted him. So he took my guitar, clipped off the strings, grabbed an extra set of strings off of the rack, different from the ones that I bought. So he was giving me a free set of strings and he was like, "All right, pay attention because I'm going to show you this, but you're going to forget it." And I was like, "I'm not going to forget it." And he's like, "Trust me, everybody else I teach this to forgets it." So I paid attention. And the way he put strings on the guitar, it kind of blew my mind because there's really nothing special about it. And yet the only thing that you do differently is so genius. It's kind of like, why didn't I think of that before? So as soon as I get these off, I'm going to show you what this guy told me and what I've been doing for the last 15 or so years. And I'm really surprised more people don't know this. Just a quick note, this is really just for regular machine tuners. If you have locking tuners, then I guess you can do it, but it's kind of redundant. If you're trying to restring something with the Floyd Rose system, God have mercy on your soul trying to figure that out. And if you have vintage tuners like this, I mean, it won't really work because you just stick those in and wind them. But anyway, this is how you do this. You just string these in right through the hole. All right, give it a little bit of slack. And right here, this is where most people would just either bend this up and start tuning or just start tuning right there or whatever. No, you're doing it wrong. So you give it some slack, but then you bend the string inside, underneath, and then over. Just like that. It's really not that much different from stringing something like a ukulele because you have to kind of wrap the strings around itself. So now what happens with this is that whenever you tighten the string, it is going to lock itself underneath the loop that you have made right here. And so whenever it tightens, it's basically locking the string in place so it won't come out of tune quite as often because all of the tension of the string is going back on itself underneath that loop that you created. And that's really it. It's super simple. So, string goes in, give a little slack, then it goes inside, underneath, and then wrap around. And so once again, Once you start tightening it, you'll see the string will be locking itself in underneath that loop. And it's going to come out of tune a lot less often. So there you have it. That is actually how you are supposed to restring your guitar. I don't really know if that's how you're supposed to string it. I don't really know if you have to string it like a certain way. I mean, like I said, as long as the strings go here to here and they stay in place, then you're good. But this is a way not a lot of people know how to do, and I've been doing it for quite a long time, and it works out for me. So that is that. Be sure to leave a comment below if you already knew about this way to restring your guitars, or if you didn't know about it, but if it works for you or whatever, like, just let me know down there. It's down there for a reason. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.